John, obviously it's defeat today in the Betfred Championship after a really kind of topsy-turvy affair. What's your initial verdict on that, Rob?
I thought we played terrible, to tell you the truth. If you look at their points, the points that the opposition have scored, they've come off the back of either our errors in our own half, or they've come off the back when we had the ball. We've gifted them with a pass. So our execution has been poor, and in all honesty, London were the better team. They were physically tougher than us. They had better go forward. They created more chances, and I felt we were always scrapping for the game. I've got to compliment them on the first 20 minutes when they defended a load on their own line, but it was bound to take its toll energy-wise because we were defending on our own line, making an error, defending again, and ultimately we cracked. And what we probably did to Swinton last week, we broke them, they broke us. And at the end, having to pass the ball as we were on our own line, and it's just gifted them a try. I mean, it's just been a very, very poor day at the office.
Yeah, and you spoke there about that first half, about having so much defending to do. To go in 4 behind at the break, was there even a tiny bit of relief that it was that margin and it wasn't anything greater?
It was, yes, because on the balance of the game, I think they'll feel that they should have been further ahead. But as I say, we just kept making error after error. Play won in yardage, and we're not having any ball. And if you look at the percentage of possession, they've dominated it, and they've dominated field position. And if you do that, you tend to win the game. Just as we did last week, they've done that to us.
What was the message to the players at half-time? Was it just as simple as cutting out those individual errors and those mistakes?
It was about errors and physicality, because I thought they dominated us physically. I thought they ran harder than us and they tackled harder than us. And that's why we were finding it so hard to clear our own half. And that may well have been one of the reasons why we tried to take shortcuts in clearing our own half. But we've played poorly. We've missed a great opportunity to climb the league ladder. And we're just in amongst it as well now, because apparently Whitehaven have beaten Sheffield, and that's our opposition next week, so they'll be feeling buoyed, as London were feeling buoyed after their victory over Toulouse. So it's going to be a tough week and a tough visit up to Whitehaven next week.
Yeah, you obviously got that early second half try for Sam Wilde. In that regard, did you get a little bit of response from your players after what you said in the sheds?
Yeah, I think there was, but ultimately we have, over the 80 minutes, we haven't played well enough. We've been masters of our own downfall, and we haven't made London work hard enough for the points. We've just gifted them it, and it'd be a very easy review for me to do, because I'll just put the error on and the consequence of that error, and the consequence is either 6 energy draining tackles on your own line or points, and it's as easy as that.
Yeah, and there's one thing that was quite noticeable in the second half, and that was the Broncos offload game. They were really trying to keep the ball alive. Was that something that you felt your players struggled to get to grips with at times?
They did, yeah, and again, that's down to the energy levels, and the physicality. As I say, I thought they were physically tougher than us, and that was certainly shown in how they won collisions. And when you win collisions, you can get your arm free and you can offload, or you can find the floor and play the ball quickly. And I think that's been the story of the afternoon.
Yeah, a quick word on Tom Gilmore as well. Obviously, he's 80 minutes more in the tank. He's getting close to full fitness. And were there times in that game where you were pleased with what you saw and his leadership around the field?
Well, I think we've all to take responsibility for how we've played, and we haven't played very well. It doesn't matter whose name we're called or whatever position we hold, we haven't played very well this. And the London Broncos team were better than us as a team, and they were better than us individually. So, we've got to cop this scoreline, and we've got to make sure that we play a damn sight better next week, or else we'll cop another scoreline like this.
Yeah, and a final question from me, you touched upon it there as well, that trip to Whitehaven, but buoyed by the result today, it will be another tough assignment that your players will have to get themselves ready for.
Very much so, and they're all tough games, but just because we're called Widnes doesn't mean say we can beat London, or just because we're called Widnes doesn't mean say Whitehaven are going to roll over and have the tummy tickle. They're going to challenge us, and we've got to accept that, and we've got to make sure that we're a darn sight better than we were today.